Jeremiah 14:2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. We're going to go into this Jeremiah 14:2 in the Hebrew and break it down to show you that this word here for black unto the ground means that dark skin unto the ground. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going here through the Hebrew. Abala Yahawada, Wa Sha'arya, Amalalwa, Qadarwa, La Arataza, Watazawa Kath, Yarawashalam, Ilatha. All right. So now, what I just read in the Hebrew here, I have it written out here in the Assyrian or the Aramaean, the Syrian script. Now, what you have here in the Masoretic text is the Syrian or the Syrian form of Hebrew, which they call Aramaean. All right. Now, what we do is we'll take the Syrian or the Aramaean, which you see here, and we'll transliterate it into the English letters today to give you the pronunciation of the Lashawan Kodash. So we take these letters here, write them out in the English the way they're supposed to be pronounced in the Lashawan Kodash. Okay, so that you brothers can get it. Now the word transliterate, as you see here, this is a transliteration. These are the actual Aramaean words. This is a ah, that's a ba, that's a la, and that's a ha. And this is a transliteration here. Ah, bala. That's how you pronounce that, which means to mourn. Now, this here, we take the English alphabet and write out the way it's supposed to be pronounced, the way that this form of writing is supposed to be pronounced. Now, I looked up this word transliterate. It says to write a word in the characters of another alphabet. See, so that's basically what we're doing. We're writing we're writing out a word from the Hebrew into the characters of another alphabet, which is what? The English. 1861, apparently coined by German philologist Max Muller. 1823 to 1900, from trans across, trans, which means across, Latin litera, also litera, letter, across letter. In other words, you're taking one language and writing it in another language so that the people that speak that language can see those letters, recognize those letters, understand those letters, and pronounce the word the way it's supposed to be pronounced using their own alphabet. All right, like in this case, the English. So this is Abala. That's a A, Ba, La, and Ha. And the La and the Ha are connected. So you have Abala. So the La and the Ha, you would connect these two and drop the A sound at the end of the Ha. So Abala, Abala, which means to mourn. Yahawada, Yahawada, as you see here, that's Judah. Okay? Wa Sha'ir Ya. Now the character Wa at the beginning of a word is and. As you see here, Wa Sha'ir Ya. And Wa is and. Sha'ir Ya is gates. Okay, so far you got a Bala Yahawada Wa Sha'ir Ya. Mourns Judah and gates. Malalwa. Malalwa. Whenever you have a wa at the end of a word and it's not connected to the word, it's they. So here you have the English transliteration, right? It's malal wa. See, ma la, which is lal wa. Malal wa, they, which is the wise they, and amalal is language. They language. So the gates are languishing, which is what? The leadership of our people. Because when you go to the ancient world, the leaders would sit at the gates, and the people would come to them for judgment. In this society, you don't have leaders, real leaders. We that the Lord has raised up are the true leaders, and we're building you up through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But as a whole, Israel doesn't have any leaders. These guys like Jesse Jackson and all them false prophets and preachers out there, they're not real leaders. They're phony leaders, right? Because they're not leading you and they're not telling you the truth of what's really going down. All right. So the gates thereof languish, and then this is the key word here, Qadar wa. Now the word Qadar wa is here, Qua dar wa, which is Qua da ra wa, Qua Wa. The word Qadarwa is dark skin they, because the Y at the end of the word is they. Okay? And so Qadarwa, dark skin of they. All right, now what I want to do is I want to go back here because the lesson that I did not too long ago, I touched on these vowel points that were set up by the Masoretes, which are Edomites, from the 5th century to the 10th century A.D. And they put all these dots and dashes here to give you a pronunciation. But what they did was, not only did they do that for a pronunciation, which was bogus, they did that to basically set up a um, a commentary on these different Hebrew words, because it changed. Not only did it change the meaning, not only did it change the pronunciation, but it also changed the meaning of what these verses and these words were supposed to mean. Now I'm gonna give an example of that, which I read in the last lesson, right here. This is from this website here, as you can see here. This is dealing with the Masoretes. Now this is what was said of them. It says the most extensive change the Masoretes brought to the Hebrew text was the addition of vowel points, in an attempt to solidify for all time the correct readings of all Hebrew scriptures. The Masoretes added a series of dots to the text, identifying which vowel to use at any given location. Adam Clarke, an 18th century Protestant scholar, demonstrates that the vowel point system is actually a running commentary which was incorporated into the text itself. In the general preface of his biblical commentary published in 1810, Clarke writes, "The Masoretes were the most extensive Jewish commentators which that nation could ever boast," which they were Edomites. "The system of punctuations, probably invented by them, is a continual gloss on the law and the prophets. Their vowel points and prosaic and metrical accents give every word to which they are affixed a peculiar kind of meaning, which in their simple state multitudes of them can by no means bear. The vowel points alone add whole conjugations to the language. This system is one of the most artificial, particular, and extensive comments ever written on the Word of God. For there is not one word in the Bible that is not subject of a particular gloss through its influence." So basically, when they put these dots and dashes into the language, they basically changed the meaning of what the word was supposed to be, just based off of the way they set it up, because they took all those words and bunched them together. Some they said meant this, and some they said meant that. Okay, that's why I always take these vowel points off. So now let's go to this word black in the Hebrew. You have the word here Qadar, right? Qadar. It says to mourn, be dark, to be dark, to darken, to cause to mourn, to grow dark. All right, so that's what they're bunching all this stuff together into one. Trying to make it seem like it only means to mourn, or to be sad, or to be down, or to be gloomy. But now when you go, this is a primitive root. But now when you go to the name, when you go here next strong, because this one here is H6937 Qadar. But when you go down here to the next strong entry, which is Qadar, which is 6938, this is the name of Qadar, which was one of Ishmael's sons that he had, one of the 12 sons that he had. So Qadar, dark, a son of Ishmael, the descendants of Qadar. Now when you read through here, Qadar, black skinned man. See? So basically what happens is, and then they give you like scriptures dealing with the examples of this Qadar, dark skinned man. So what they did was they added these little different dots and dashes to try to distinguish this particular word from this word, which is the same word, Qadar. So really, what should have been written in Jeremiah 14:2 is Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are dark skinned unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. Because this was giving you the color of the nation, or should I say, of the tribe of Judah. All right, that's who this was speaking of, the tribe of Judah. That letting you know that they were dark-skinned people. So once again, we'll go back to the word black, which is Qadar. Then you go down here, because you know you're not gonna really read too much here. It's just gonna basically try to give you that morning, stuff like that. But this particular one, Qadar here, what you see, they add little dots and dashes. Qadar, dark, a son of Ishmael, descendant of Qadar, black skinned man. So that's really what the word means. It means a dark skin or black skinned man. You know, all right. So that's just to let you know what the word black there is. To show you how these devils operate. They put them little dots and dashes and change the whole meaning of words. To fit their BS. All right. So going back here, Qadarwa, dark skinned day. It says La Arataza, to the ground or to the earth. All right, because they were dark skinned like the ground, or they were dark skinned like the earth. They were dark skinned like Qadar, which was Ishmael, one of Ishmael's sons. And it says Wa Tazawachat, Wa Tazawachat, and cry. All right, the Wa at the beginning of a word is and then Tazawachat is cry. Yarawashalam, which is Jerusalem. Ilatha, going up. So the cry of Jerusalem is going up. All right. So basically, I'll read it again in the English. It says, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is going up. Because really, when you look at this, and the gates thereof languish, gates don't languish. The gates, meaning the leaders, are languishing. They're lacking. There ain't that many of them out there. There's only a handful of real leaders out there. And you're going to find them in GMS. You're not going to find them in any other group. And if there's any other group out there that's teaching the truth the way that we're teaching it, then you could say, that they're leaders or potential leaders, or they're up and coming leaders. All right. So Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof language. They are dark skinned unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem has gone up. All right. So basically, like I said, just to recap, the word transliteration means to write a word in the characters of another alphabet. So basically, what we did was we took this language here, which is the Aramaean, or the Syrian script, and we wrote it out in the English alphabet to help you brothers be able to pronounce this language. And basically, this pronunciation here is really the Lashwan Kodash pronunciation, which you brothers know that the Lashwan Kodash characters are different from the Aramaean characters. Okay. In Lord's will, if I find some information on it, I'll go into the different characters, and I'll go into what each one of them meant, because some of them are lacking. We only had maybe little more than half or 3/4 of the letters that actually had characters that actually had another name. Like Ba was Bayath, which is house, so on and so forth. All right. So Lord's will, if the Spirit allows, and then go into something like that, to give you brothers a better understanding. Okay. So with that, I hope you brothers learned something. I hope this was edifying. I hope that that it was easy to be understood. So those brothers out there that are really serious minded about learning the language can really get it. Trying to make it to where it's easy to be understood, so brothers are not struggling with it, so they don't have any excuses. Even though the language is simple, all you have to do, if you apply yourself and just learn all these letters, sound them out, and learn the characters, you'll get it. But some of you guys out there are just lazy, man. Some of you guys don't want to deal with the Hebrew. But hey, the hammer's coming down. There's a test, that was just put up. There's gonna be more Hebrew tests. There's gonna be more, Hebrew tests going out to get you brothers sharp. You don't want to do it on your own, so the Spirit has us, snapping it together so you guys can, get on the ball. All right. So with that, like I said, I hope you brothers learn something. Till the next time, I say shalom.